regulatory authority to be able to visit this detention center. We were denied access, citing safety reasons. We asked then, and we've actually, so for the record, we've been waiting for about 2 hours to get in. According to the statute, it's a shall, not a may. We're able to come unannounced without providing notice. They said we didn't give notice. There was a press release that went out at 11:30 that we were coming here. The GOP welcomed us, so they knew we were coming. It is interesting that it is called unsafe when just hours ago that the President of the United States and Republican lawmakers were allowed to have access to this facility. It is also concerning that there are human beings, detainees in here, that if it's unsafe for us to be in here, how is it safe for them to be present? This could not and should not be happening. And I believe, and I think we all can agree, that what's happening in there's more than likely inhumane. It's more than likely cruel. We've seen pictures of flooding. We've seen pictures of, we've been out here in the rain. We've seen the mosquitoes. So if this is happening to us, I can't imagine what's happening to them. I asked the question, I'm a lawyer. If I have a client in there, am I able to go see them? I was told yes. And they said, okay, well, I have a client in there. Can I go see them? I was told no. So make it make sense.
If you're new here, I usually talk about some pretty scary stuff, but this next one is not just scary, it's real, and it's happening right now in Florida. Yo, it's called Alligator Alcatraz, and yes, that's what people actually call it. A detention compound built in just 8 days by the Trump administration and the state of Florida. It holds up to 3,000 undocumented immigrants in temporary custody, surrounded by swamps, alligators, and razor wire. Locals say once you're inside, there's no getting out. NBC News confirmed the location cost nearly $450 million per year, funded partially through FEMA, and was intended for short-term holding, 2 weeks max. But here's where it gets dark. Some detainees were reportedly held for longer with no clear records. Why is it called Alligator Alcatraz? Because the facility is surrounded by deep swamp waters filled with actual alligators. Locals near Homestead say the design wasn't accidental. They say it was intentional. A real-life moat making escape impossible. And here's where it gets disturbing. Multiple anonymous ICE whistleblowers claim some detainees disappeared from the system entirely. No names, no transfer paperwork, and nobody's talking about it. Now, conspiracy forums say the facility flooded in early 2024 and rumors started flying. Some claim bodies were found in the water. Officials denied everything, but satellite footage tells a different story, allegedly.
They're literally selecting the biggest alligators one by one to surround what they're calling the Alligator Alcatraz, built in just 8 days in the Florida Everglades. If you haven't heard, people are calling this absolutely inhumane. This is where they plan to detain up to 3,000 individuals at a time, people arrested by federal agents who don't have their papers. Did I mention the entire facility is surrounded by water filled with massive alligators and some of the most poisonous snakes on the continent? I never thought I'd hear something like this happening in America. Apparently, the state of Florida was behind the construction. They were initially planning to build it in just 72 hours, but ran into regulatory delays. Still, 8 days is insanely fast. This is what it currently looks like. Officials say escaping from Alligator Alcatraz is nearly impossible. Grok stated that any escapee who tries to cross those wetlands would face countless alligators, pythons, and other deadly wildlife, and likely wouldn't survive. The fact that they're literally using nature as a lethal barrier feels like something out of a dystopian movie. Ted, this is honestly doing way too much. What do you think about this?